Okay, now I want to show you how can we predict what UNM's tuition might be in 5 years. And that might be useful for you to know if you're planning on going there for a 4-year bachelor degree. You'll be finishing that up in 5 years. So here's a way to figure out how much you might be paying in your senior year of college. So in the previous video I made, I showed you how to calculate total yearly expense, and that was simple. All we did was add these two numbers together using Google Sheets, and then we talked about the tuition increase, like how much did the tuition increase by each year. So we're going to use this table to figure out what the future tuition might be. So copy the top two rows. You can also hit Control C and then hit this little plus button, and then Control V will paste it into a new sheet, and we're going to call this new sheet Tuition Trends. So first thing I want to do is change it a little bit. I don't like these big numbers for the years because it's going to end up making our math really complicated. So I'm going to insert a row above row 2 there, and instead of 2016 I'm going to call that 0, and I'm going to call that one 1, 2, and 3, and then 2020 would be 4, 2021 would be 5, and so on and so forth. And we'll make this look a little prettier at the end. So let's create a scatter plot here. So you're going to select those two rows and hit insert and go to chart, and it pops something out. You might have gotten a bar graph or something that looked like this. If that's the case, you need to go to this chart type and change it to a smooth line chart. And now I see this and I'm like, why is there so much space on this vertical axis here? Why the tuition will never be $5,000. So I want to show you how to get rid of all this unnecessary space here. You're going to go to customize in vertical axis, and we're going to put a minimum value of, let's say, $12,000. Whoops, one more zero. And it made it look a lot better. And if you want to go even further, you can use 12,250. Just like that. And that maximized the chart viewing area. I don't know if you remember Algebra 1, but that's called choosing an appropriate range to display your data. So that's what we just did. Now, this is the coolest thing that Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel does, in my opinion, and it's creating a trend line. So you're going to right-click this line and go to Series and choose UNM, and that'll open up in your chart editor here some options. Choose trend line, and you can see it added this line that's supposed to approximate our tuition increase. It doesn't do a very good job. In some points it does, like where it crosses right here and right here, but other than that it's not the best. Let's see if there's something better. Exponential is not the best. Polynomial really does a good job. It almost lays right over our tuition line, so that thing is a good approximation. So that's the one we'll choose. And then now, one last thing, we just go down here to label, and where it says label, put use equation, and it put this equation right here. So we could use this equation to predict what the tuition will be in years 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth by just putting, the 4 in for our x. So let's do that. And I'm gonna do it right here into this empty box. And we're gonna use Excel as a calculator, so I'm gonna hit equals. And then I'm gonna type that equation in, 12,278 plus 168 times, which is a little asterisk. And then for our x, we're gonna use these values up here. So I'm gonna click on 4. And it automatically puts F2 because 4 is in cell F2. And then plus, and then we got a 40 times x squared, so times is the asterisk again. And then x squared will be this thing. And square. To get the squared, I hit the caret. It's called a caret, and you could find that above 6. So you just hit Shift 6, and you get that little caret. And now hit Enter, and it says that in year 4. What is year 4 again? Remember, year 4 would be the year 2020, which is this year. So if our math is correct, this year the tuition will be about $13,590. Let's see what it will be next year. So I'm going to just drag this little blue box thing by putting my cursor to the bottom right and dragging it over. Next year, I'm predicting it's going to be $14,118. So that's 2021. Well, I wanted to do what's 5 years from now? 2025. So I'm going to show you a little trick. Hit equals, choose that. I want to add 1. And now I could drag that a few times till I get 2025. That way I didn't have to type them in, and that's a lot faster that way. And then I'll do the same thing here. Equals, and then I'm going to add 1. And I'm going to drag that across. Cool. So now year 9 correlates to 2025, and that's when you will be a senior at UNM. Let's see how much you could expect to be paying. Drag that over. So according to our math, you'll be paying $17,000 or $17,030. So pretty cool, pretty useful math. And let me know if you have any questions. Making it pretty. Okay, thank you. Bye.